Hey everyone, it's Ashley from SomeRandomLady.com, and I'm here to do a re-review of Build Your Library Kindergarten. I'll link my first review below, but a few of the reasons I chose Build Your Library was that it is a solid literature-based, not dumbed down curriculum for kindergarten. It's secular, very flexible, and was a really good value for the money. I love the flexibility of this program because it really allowed us to add or skip whatever we wanted. We added a ton of animal studies. My son is so sciencey, and he really enjoyed that. I'll share with you some of our animal projects were our grizzly bear lap book. For North America, we did poison dart frog. For South America, and for Africa, he wanted to do chimpanzees, so I turned it into a Jane Goodall lap book to study chimpanzees from Africa. So these were just a couple examples of some of the tangents we kind of went off on. These were the animal studies that were not in the curriculum, but it says just choose a project. Some other projects we did for South America was building a huge kapok tree with all of the animals inside there. So we've done a lot of different sorts of projects, and it really gives you the flexibility to do so. Where are my notes? Oh, thank you. So more coffee. So looking back at Build Your Library Kindergarten, the main reason why I loved it is that it met all of my expectations. The literature was not dumbed down. It was a really good list. I liked that. Another thing that's really flexible with the program is that you can use it with different age groups. This book list could be used with anybody from 4 or 5 years old starting kindergarten all the way through elementary school. I really think it's a solid book list. And of course, if you're using it with older kids, you'll be adding a lot to it, but absolutely could use it. And we're going to be using it again. I'll talk a little bit about that in a minute. The time spent for kindergarten is just exactly the amount of time I think that is perfect for a kindergarten age student. It's not hours a day of book work. It's not hours a day of seat work. It's maybe 20 minutes of reading on the couch side by side and another half an hour working on a project, which I think is just right at the sweet spot because the attention spans aren't super long. And it gives you the rest of the day to kind of explore their interests, which is my main focus in our homeschool is really exploring all of his interests because he's interested in everything. Something else that you might enjoy about this program is that Emily has also created Facebook groups. So there's a lot of support out there if you are doing this. If you are starting around August at the beginning of the traditional school year, you will find if you join the kindergarten group or the first grade group or whatever level you're doing, that a lot of people are doing it at the exact same time as you, which I think is fantastic. And that is maybe a little bit hard to find in the bigger forums. You find people that are years ahead or years behind. If you use the search tool, you can find everything too. So people from years before sharing what books they replaced that they couldn't find at the library or different projects. So there's a lot of support out there, which I think is fantastic. A few of the projects that we really enjoyed were the passport. The concluding activity on every continent study is to put the sticker in your passport. And that was really a nice little closure at the end that I think that I enjoyed and he enjoyed too, because we could say, we're done with Asia, we're done with Africa, here's your stamp, what are we studying next? So it's nice to have that end point. One thing that I wasn't expecting about the program was how much we actually ended up supplementing it. And this was our choice. I really did do a lot of extras with my son because he was really interested in the continent studies and the animal studies. But this is not a program that's going to teach your child how to read. This is not a phonics program. You're going to have to add that. If your child is particularly sciencey, your animal studies for kindergarten might not be enough science for your child, so you might have to add there. If your child wants to find out a lot about the countries beyond just reading a few sections of a book, you might need to supplement there. So we ended up adding a great deal of activities, from media and playlists to extra projects. And the flexibility of the program really allows you to do that, because you do have a lot of extra time, and you're not, well, we weren't so focused on checking every single thing off the list. We could really add and take away what we wanted to. One thing that was difficult, and especially right at first with the very first North America continent study, was the amount of chapter book reading. So if you have a wiggly kindergartner who maybe doesn't have the attention span to sit through a long 20-minute read of Little House in the Big Woods, you might want to take a look at replacing some of those longer chapter books with shorter picture books. For instance, Little House in the Big Woods has picture books that go along with the series. My advice that I wish I had known before was, don't buy all the books. Go ahead and buy the spine books that's, the Children of the World. I'll have to put a picture below because I can't even remember them all right now. The 2 atlases, the cookbook, we actually enjoyed. Some people didn't like the cookbook, but we really liked it. And the craft book. Buy the spines. Don't buy every single book in the program like I did. That was a mistake that I wish I had not made. You can really fit in anything with this curriculum. So go to your library and go wild. So I am going to be using this program with my younger 2 children. I'm not going to be doing it twice. They're 2 years apart, but we're going to meet in the middle and do kindergarten one more time. I really liked it that much that I'm going to do it twice. All the same book. The main thing that I'm going to change, that you might want to think about also if you're just starting this curriculum, is that I'm not going to do 30 weeks in a row. The continent studies in this program are really standalone. I'm going to move North America with the long Little House in the Big Woods book to the end. I'm going to probably start with either Africa or South America, because those were the animals and habitats that really got my kids' attention. If you are thinking about using this program, that's one thing to consider. You don't have to do 30 weeks of day by day by day by day. You can shorten them, make them longer. What worked with us, with my oldest son, was taking kind of everything that we needed to do in 5 days in a week and putting it into 4 days. It's that flexible. You can really mold that schedule any way you like it. And I'm looking forward to doing it again, most of all, because we ate our way around the entire world. And it has been fantastic for my family. When we first started this program, my kids ate pretty much just chicken nuggets and pasta with Parmesan cheese and butter, and that was it. That was it. Everything else was a fight. So as we went through, we had an American barbecue picnic. We had South American tacos, and we had all around Asia. We ate all the Asian food. We went to a Middle Eastern restaurant, a Thai restaurant. We had sushi, everything. So now our weekly family menu has a great deal more variety. So if you're thinking about going around the world for kindergarten and you really just want to eat your way around the world, this is the program for you. No, I'm kidding. Well, sort of. Not really at all. I'm really excited to continue with Build Your Library first grade that we're starting in a couple weeks. I really like this curriculum a lot. I really think that it's solid. I would definitely suggest it to new homeschoolers. If you're homeschooling kids over, an age range, this would be perfect for you. If you just want to supplement the curriculum that you have with extra continent studies, this is great. So that's my review. I hope it helps, and see you next time.